Welcome to the studio, where colors come alive, where miniature worlds and ancient tales thrive. Brush in hand, we paint what's been untold, legends of the past in hues so bold. In the depths of lore, we shape the unknown, angels and demons, old gods overthrown. We bring matter beige, our heroes shine bright, and miniature mythos, where dreams take flight. Exploring hidden lore, where tales ignite, painted models shining bright. Every color shared, every story sworn, and miniature mythos where legends are born. Every figure crafted, from orcs to vampires bite. We blend the lore, let stories take flight. We wash in the weird, the wondrous, the wild. In every painted stroke, where magic's compiled. Through realms unknown and mystical sights, our brush blends legends with epic fights. From shadowed myths to stars we trace, and miniature mythos we find our place. Exploring hidden lore where tales ignite, painted models shining bright. Every color shared, every story sworn, and miniature mythos where legends are born. From candles flicker to the screen's bright hue, we glaze through the fantastical view. Every layer of paint, every tale we weave, and miniature mythos wonders never leave. Join the quest through realms of light and shade. In the world we craft, where dreams are laid. With lore and brushwork, our palette expands, and miniature mythos where imagination stands. Exploring hidden lore where tales ignite, painted models shining bright. Every color shared, every story sworn, and miniature mythos where legends are born. So grab your brush, let the legends unfold, and miniature mythos where magic's bold. We bring out of age and the worlds we frame. We paint the adventure where fantasies aflame. The legends are born.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Miniature Mythos. It's been a while. I hope everything is working. If it's not working, please let me know in chat, because it's been a while. It's been a hot minute since I've been here on the channel, because of various reasons, and we'll get into those reasons as we go through the stream. I see Custard Sire is already in here. Hey, how are you doing? There's also an ad starting in about 2.5 minutes, so I really got to change that up so it doesn't add any, or just start playing ads. Hey, Custard Sire. Okay, so what I also wanted to see is if here the chat is actually showing both chats from Twitch and YouTube, and it does. So right about now, if there's people on YouTube, if there's people on Twitch, you can actually see each other's chats, so you know what I'm reacting to, which is a change from before. Thank you for subscribing with your Prime, Custard Sire. Thank you. So you can actually see, like, here, somewhere like that. That's basically the icon. So if there's a Twitch icon in front of it, that's obviously because that person's from Twitch. And if there's the YouTube icon there, it's because they're chatting on YouTube. So Custard Sire, it's going to be obvious that you are, in fact, on both at the moment, which, well, you're my mod, which is totally fine. Invisible, welcome in. How are you doing? Again, it's been a while, so I'm going to be asking a lot of times, how are you doing? I've got my coffee here, so we're gonna make it a very relaxing stream for the first time in over 2 months. So, yeah. Hello. Yeah, so, first of all, how am I doing? Not great. So, I've been communicating about this on most platforms, so Discord, Twitch, my Instagram, YouTube. I have talked about this, I'm not gonna say extensively, but I think I've been clear enough about it, that my father passed away a couple of weeks ago. So I am still, processing that, which has, which takes a while. I mean, as most people could imagine, it's not the easiest thing to have happen to you is losing your dad. But yeah, there's like a whole story, and I want to just talk about it and ask what you guys were up to as well. So yeah. Invisible, tell me, how have you been doing? Also, you might have noticed that there are new channel emoticons. So on Twitch, you have the new Cthulhu emotes. You feel that? I feel that. I don't know, do I feel it? What should I feel, Invisible? It's me hugging you from the distance. Okay, that's really cool, Invisible. Thank you. No, I must say, even though it's been a really hard time, a very bad period I've had in the last few weeks, from the belt up, dude. It's amazing how much support and empathy and just love that I got from everyone here. Also, it's an ad right now, so I'm just gonna wait it out for a second and drink my coffee. And I see Oddball is here as well. Hello, Oddball. Just gonna wait for the ad. Hello, you odd person. No, you are the odd person. Sending muchos lovies to... Ah, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna continue on with my story after the ads, so I'll be playing Roots of Pasha during the stream. Got a big update. Yes, I know, Custard Sire, you're perfectly allowed to play Roots of Pasha during this... Like, this stream isn't, an exclusive thing. You can just do whatever you like, basically. Like, I'm not gonna judge anyone for doing anything while they're watching a stream. God knows that that's how I watch most of my content, is just by doing something else. I am also watching those streams. The factory is always there for comfy. Yes, I realize. Just gonna wait till the ad is over. Okay, so normally the ad should be over. So yeah, Invisible, like I was saying, yeah, it was a long ad. It's 1.5 minutes. So the ads are always 1.5 minutes, so they're really long. But what I wanted to say is, Invisible, thank you for the support. Oddball, thank you for the support. It's really appreciated. The factory is always there for comf. Yes. For the people who don't know, Satisfactory is the factory we're referring to. We have a server that we play together on, just to make... Well, I'm not doing a lot, actually. It's mostly Oddball and Beardo who work on it, but... Jeepers Creepers. Was it an ad for Jeepers Creepers? Didn't know there was another Jeepers Creepers coming. Oh, okay. You can see the ad. Okay, perfect. All the better. But yeah, the thing is that over the past few weeks, I've gotten a lot of support from I'm not gonna say unexpected corners, but people who were just everywhere. Like, the moment that I said, hey, my dad passed away, like, everyone, like, people I knew, people I didn't know, but they were just following me here on YouTube or Twitch, and they just came with their own stories about maybe them losing a parent or a grandparent recently, and they said they were all, you know, giving me their condolences, and I really liked that. I was really surprised about how much people would actually come forward and share parts of their grief as well. And you can say like, oh no, that's one of the worst things you can have, is like when you're grieving, someone comes in and is like, yeah, but I suffered as well. It wasn't like that. Like, it wasn't about them, but you could really say, like, this is... Like, they just wanted me to feel better. And they were understanding. And that was a very positive influence. Even when I put out my post earlier this week that I was gonna come back to streaming, a lot of people were like, hey, dude, if you feel like that, that's fine, but know that you're not forced to. Like, we're not gonna run away, we're not gonna go anywhere, we're gonna be here when it's time for you to come back, and that's all the support we're gonna give you. And that was really nice to hear, especially because I personally am part of a lot of content creators, let's say fandom or viewers. Hey Drumdos, how are you doing? Welcome in. First time chat, hey. So yeah, I am part of other people's community, and some of them can be quite polarized, I say. So it's really weird to see some people just be angry or be really militant about stuff, or really like almost non-empathically connected with someone, and then to have my own little community here on YouTube or Twitch, they're just like, nah man, we're all adults, like, this shit is horrible and we're here for you. And I'm not gonna say I'm surprised, but like, I kind of am. In a weird way. So yeah. There was one person, I'm gonna get into it, but last weekend, no, it's 2 weekends ago already. Hey Turnip Thrower, welcome in, how are you doing? How's everyone doing? I'm just gonna keep on talking, because I have a lot of things to talk about. Some more interesting than others. To not go a different way, later on after the story, can you please do the voice again from the trailer you spoken into? They say Rome is eternal. Still gives me fucking goosebumps every fucking time when I hear it. I'll be honest, Oddball, that took me a couple tries to get right. Like, it was really cool because one of my befriended content creators, one who also works a lot with narration, but who's now working more with AI content generation, like movies and stuff. He likes to work with actual people's voices. That's why he actually reached out to me to do that voice, because he knows I'm also a 40k fan. And he's like, you know, I've got this idea for something that is kind of between Blade Runner 40k and Cyberpunk 2077. It's about the Empire of Rome never quite fell. And yeah, it's a really cool setting. And he was like, hey, you want to do the voice for that? And I'm like, absolutely. It's Of course I want to do it. Yeah, you're kind of like, if you have 40k, you're kind of like an inquisitor. And I'm like, dude, I'm there. So yeah, yeah, it was really fun. But again, it was really hard to get that voice down. Fisty all the way. I cast Fist. Yeah, no, Imperial Fist, they're cool. Anyway, pretty okay, just doing my thing, I guess. Turnip Thrower, your thing is your thing. If you gotta do it, do it. Your thing is really cool, if I say so myself. I know, it's weird when the angry switch goes off and you see a really nice person. I'm not sure I understand, Invisible. Just do it. Yeah, just do your stuff. It's weird when the angry switch goes... Oh, yeah. You mean when, with fandoms, like people who have, like these really painfully obvious opinions, or not painfully obvious, but just painful opinions about stuff, and they make hurtful comments. And then at a certain point, they're just like, yeah, hey, we can just talk about normal stuff because suffering happens for everyone and grief is just a bitch for everyone. Opinions are overrated. Well, that's spoken like someone from 40k, oddball. I'm pretty sure I was not clear at all, but glad you got it. Oh, okay. It's some deductive reasoning, and we'll get there in the end. Yeah, no, but yeah, now I'm thinking about Nigel's video that he made with Rome is eternal. How did the script go then? It was something about Aurelius, since Aurelius was murdered. I'm just glad to see you stream again. Fucking goosebumps. I don't even have my audio, my voiceover settings on, so it's not even the same voice that I'm doing. But I'm gonna try and do that voice more in my audiobooks as well, because I really like the voice. Oh, god damn it. Another crack sealed in Aurelian's wall. Yeah. Now I feel stupid for not remembering the script better. Them nasty 40k Marines crackling, yeah, dark voice, absolutely. The thing is, I have been looking for a voice modulator for like 40k stuff, and haven't had any luck with it, so... It's funny how much you love that voice. It's a nice voice, and it's a different voice from my my Conan, so... It's just, it's nice that I have range, okay? I like to have range. I realized yesterday I did the reading for this weekend's audiobook, and I suddenly realized that I was doing a couple of voices, and I was just going ham in them. And I realized I was just, you know, going the extra mile with my expression, and I liked it. It's something that I like, and that's why I want to return to it, because I'm having fun with it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's something that my dad had a lot of fun with it. Like, my dad listened to my stories. My dad was always curious about how does this work? What happens when you make a video? How do you do it and stuff like that? And he's one of my subscribers on YouTube. No, not my subscribers, my members on YouTube. It's a bit weird now to actually get on my YouTube dashboard and see my my 4 members. With my dad being in there as well. So yeah, he became a member 2 months ago. So he's my most recent member. Yeah, but obviously that'll stop now because we have to close down all of his bank accounts and stuff. So he'll just peter out. But yeah. Usually doing multiple voices means that your inner personalities are finally showing up. How many personalities are in there now? There are a lot of personalities in here. The fact is that because I am also a game master or dungeon master for a long time, I managed to do a lot of voices and personalities. I can switch between them rather fast, actually. So sometimes you have to go a little crazy and embrace the different voices in your head. Basically the same remark. So if I weren't a bit, to say it with a bad term, schizo, then I wouldn't be able to do all these things. So yeah. No, but like I was saying, with the angry people and their opinions and all that, because my dad was such a big fan of the kind of stories that I read and the writers that I mostly feature on my YouTube channel here, he always talked about it, and he was always reading books from the library in that same genre. And Oddball, have fun and satisfactory. I just saw you pop up. He always talked about these new books that he read and these stories that that featured in them. And I decided that, well, after his passing, the first book that I was gonna read was going to be one for him. And if Beardo's gonna start it, I could. Yeah, but I think Beardo said that he's in a meeting, the party committee at work, isn't he? Like, or that's already over. Oh, he was. Okay. So, I decided on a story about a dying man. Subtle. A dying man remembering his past lives. So it's James Ellison. It's a series by Robert E. Howard. And James Ellison is a weak, dying man. And he's on his deathbed. And while he's on his deathbed, he remembers all the glorious ancestors and previous incarnations that he had, because they were all great heroes and warriors and leaders of men. And there's a lot of references to historical figures in there, and there's a lot of heroic stuff in literary culture in there. And that just really felt like my dad at that moment, or, well, right before that moment. Someone who is just always thinking about the next adventure, you know? And yeah, that's why I said, you know what, I'm going to read that story for him. It's a silly story. Basically, if you've heard any Conan the Barbarian story, you've heard this story before. If you've heard any myth or legend about a warrior fighting a dragon and having to come up with a clever way to slay that dragon, you've heard this story. It's just a variation on it. So you are a Conan Barbarian. I voice one, my own. Hey Araxi, how are you doing? So I wish I was Conan, because just like Custard Sire always says, he's muscly. So yeah, I have a very nice soothing voice. Thank you, Drumdos. That is exactly why I started doing the audiobook narrations because people kept complimenting me that I have a voice for radio. So that's why I do the audiobooks, put them on YouTube, and a lot of people are actually, you know, listening to them and telling me that they're listening to them when they want to fall asleep or while they're working. Probably also to fall asleep too, but yeah. I'm good. Got back from walk with Preacher and saw baby ducks. Nice. I wanted to steal them, but sigh, didn't. I'm sure that if you would have smuggled them in, Shifty wouldn't have noticed that you have brought baby ducks in. And then Preacher and Cider could have... Maybe not Cider. You go do something with your talent like that. No. Not necessarily. So... The mama was there, so I would feel bad. Obviously. Well, you could take a mama duck with you. I think Cider would fuck him up, though. Yeah, possibly. I mean, cats and baby ducks or chicks. Go do something with your talent. No, it's more like, while I'm at the office, people... You know, I share an office space with my colleagues. And people are always, like, happy if I pick up the phone. Because they just like listening to me. It's really weird. And a lot of people actually said that, like, hey, are you doing something with your voice? Like, do you want to do a voiceover for an introduction? A movie here in the hospital? And I'm like, yeah, sure, just let me know. And when I'm doing like Dungeon Master stuff or Game Master stuff, there's like these excerpts that I read and people just get totally in it. And after a while I was like, hey, you know what? I also like reading these kinds of stories. Let me just read them for people online. A lot of people were really, you know, happy with that I've made that decision. So there you go. If you look up Miniature Mifos on YouTube, you'll find my channel. See what I've done with it. Yeah, but like I said, I've made that story, or I read that story for my dad, and I've added like a short, I think it's like 10 seconds or something, like in loving memory of Jos Fruru, which is my dad's name. My dad with the date on there, and like a little message that he was the one who fostered my love for these kinds of stories, myths, and legends. Because that's true. And I get a lot of comments on the video. Most of them are positive. Most of them are supportive because of my loss. And as usual, someone remarks with the question, "Are you an AI?" I'm used to getting that question. A lot of people actually ask me if my voice is AI, because it sounds a bit weird because I have an accent. Also, because English is not my first language, my native language, I sometimes get the pronunciation of certain words wrong, or I stumble over words, or, like I said, because I have the accent, is... Because I have an accent, switches accents. Yeah, that's the thing. If you ever listen to an audiobook of mine, it could very well be that I'm doing one kind of accent up to a certain... So, like, I have the narrator voice, which is my most basic voice, because most of the time I have to do the narrator voice, otherwise it gets too tiring. I do a character, and after the character, when I switch back to the narrator voice, I have a completely different accent. Like, it's horrible. Like shit, I wasn't doing this like 5 minutes ago. Why am I doing... What is my mother's language then? Dutch. I'm from Belgium, Flanders, so my mother's language is Dutch. Ik spreek gewoon Nederlands in het dagelijks leven, Drumdoos. Dus. So yeah. Ja. Let's see. Call it Flemish. Yeah, Flemish, not Flamish. Flamish. Flamish is the most horrible way to call Flemish. Some minds were blown just now. Yeah, probably. Always love getting Kristof ASMR put up in my DMs. Yeah, that's true. A fellow Dutchie. Yes. Yes and no. Like, I'm not gonna claim that Belgians or Les Flamands speak Dutch. It's a derivative of Dutch. It's Flemish. But yeah. That's fellow Dutchie speaker. Yes. That's the whole thing. Like, a lot of people... There's not a lot of people... There's less orange in Flemish than there is in Dutch. Yeah. Not a lot of people have actually pinpointed the accent that I have. Because, like Oddball pointed out, I am able to switch accents if I really focus on it. So yeah. That's fine. Like, normally if I listen to a Dutch person speak English, like in a documentary or something, I'm like, immediately, they don't even have to show his name or where he's from or where they're from. It's like, I think that's a Dutch speaking person speaking English, because like people from the Netherlands have a very particular English accent. And their English is way better than most of the Flemish people speaking English. Just pointing that out. I'm like, we're just a couple of peasants who try. Most of them speak Dunglish though. That is true. But you haven't heard a lot of, you know, Flemish people speak English. That's worse. Very horrible, flat. Best viewers on Streamboo? I don't think so. If the mods could get on that. Please don't refer to us as peasants, you barking peasants. Yeah, that's true. Like Antwerp is the city peasants and the rest is barking peasants. That's an IKEA mug. Yeah, this is an IKEA mug. Yeah, it is. Like, most of our wares here are IKEA wares. I think, are our glasses IKEA as well? I think so. I think these are also IKEA glasses. Let's see if I have anything else IKEA here. Like, that's IKEA as well. Like, I don't know if you can actually... you can actually see it well. So, rechterover. Yeah, that's true. IKEA. You had that color and the pinkish ones. They were really cool. Now to be purchased in the Miniature Mythos fan shop. Boy, I wish I had a fan shop. Like, I've been thinking about, I would probably wear a t-shirt with my logo on it. Like, I would totally wear, like... I would totally wear a t-shirt with that on. Like a cap or something. Man, I don't switch the accents switch me. I have no control over what accent comes out. I have the same thing when I'm doing the audiobook narrations. Like, sometimes I'm reading something and I'm like, there's like no vigor in this. Let me just... How would someone say this? And then it starts coming. Like, the story that I read last night, so the one for this weekend, there's like an Eastern sounding name in there. And for some reason, I pronounce it the way a stereotypical Arab person would sound. Like, you know, it's not really politically correct of me to do that, but then suddenly the rest of the text starts to sound like that as well. I'm like, no, let's not do that. Let's just say the name that way, and we're gonna switch back to the narrator standard voice for this one. But yeah, it happens that, especially in the one, let's fucking go to the Arabic voice. No, let's not. I already feel bad the moment that, for example, in those Conan the Barbarian stories, they bring out a slave and the slave is black. And I'm like, ugh. And then you're like, okay, what kind of accent will I give this person? And then suddenly you're talking in the Wakanda Forever voice, and it's like, no. Why do I do this? Oh my god. And then you're like, okay, is it really imperative that the people can hear that this character is black or not? Because, yeah, no. But for example, I read Robert Louis Stevenson's The Strange Case of The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Also, in a couple of seconds, a new ad will start. So if you lose me, I'm sorry. You'll be back in around a minute and a half. And yes, Araxi, IKEA needs to sponsor me. They have to. I was reading Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And if you don't know, that entire story takes place in London. And I revert to some Cockney accent from time to time. And it's horrible, because I can't do the accent the entire time. But... so I decided I'm just gonna do it for, like, 2 voices. Mr. Hyde, because he's gotta sound dirty. And if you've listened to the Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, he sounds very dirty in comparison to the rest of everyone. And I think one of the doctor's friends, I also did like... No, the butler. I also gave him like a stereotypical butler accent. So, like Alfred Pennyworth. No, but to continue my story, because you people are horrible in, you know, giving me reasons to go on a tangent. I often get the remark, "Are you an AI voice?" Interrupting you with ADHD, pick up the Switch stories? Yes. Yeah, we're good at that. Okay. So, no, it's my own fault. I like to talk way too much, and that's why I keep talking. And, so I get these messages that, hey, are you an AI? Because you said the word iron wrong. Okay. I'm like, yeah, this is probably right. And then I listen to it again, I'm like, yeah, I do say the word iron kind of weird. Why did I do that? It's the one in The Devil in Iron. Apparently, someone actually said, I logged off the moment I heard the way you pronounced iron. I'm like, okay, dude, that's your prerogative. You can do whatever you want. And then a lot of other people came to my defense, like, no, that's the way you pronounce iron. I was like, yeah, okay, please don't fight on my behalf. Wait until you hear they hear you say aluminum. Aluminium. It's what the fuck's an aluminum falcon? Sorry. Robot chicken. An aluminum falcon. That's the whole thing. Like, I am going to do a reading of At the Mountains of Madness, and they're talking about a new drill that they invented to go to the fucking Antarctica to drill stuff up. And they're talking about the lightweight aluminum frame, and every time I go over that, I'm like, aluminum. But we say aluminium. Maybe I should talk about aluminium and not aluminum. Just to piss people off. Yeah, so aluminio. There we go. Yeah, apparently it's only in English that shut up, Fu. Apparently it's only in English that they like lose like another I in there, so it's aluminum. No, it's aluminium or aluminio or aluminium or whatever, but aluminum. Aluminum sounds great. But yeah, a lot of people are saying that I have an AI's voice, and then I'm like, no, that's my voice. Yeah, but you sound like an AI. Okay, I can get that AI voices are a thing, and people are really, really wary of those now. Wary and weary of those now. So they both are completely tired of them already, and they are really paying attention to not be, you know, confronted with an AI voice. Like, that's something, another tangent, I know. That's something that a lot of people are like in agreement on. Like, they're like, AI images? Sure. An AI voice? No way. Like, no. Like a still AI image, sure. AI video, AI voice, no. No, that looks horrible. I was like, yeah, okay, sure. That's your opinion. Also, guys, grab yourself a coffee or a tea or something. This is it. This is the entire stream. This is just me going on from one tangent to the other. Maybe finally getting to the point of my story. I don't know. Could be that it's only going to be next week. This is going to be a bumpy ride. Yes. So, with the video for my dad. Thanks. I am streamathon. Maybe at some point I will do like one of those 12-hour streams and stuff like that. Yes, my back. My pussy and my crack. And I'm hydrating. You know, this is coffee. I'm not hydrating with coffee. I'm gonna hydrate with water. Thanks, oddball. So on this video for my dad, I was like, they replied or they commented with, "Are you an AI?" I'm like, nope, I'm not. I've voiced this entire thing. I am a very real person. This is a very real voice. And they're like, well, I hope you are. I'm like, okay. You know, strange response. I'll get to it why. Or I get why they responded like that. But then they said, like, these days you can be, you know, careful enough because the AI voices get better. But there's also like these people who just start making up fake life events to drum up extra engagement, to do a pity fishing and stuff like that. They just want to draw in empathy from people for their content. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, I wasn't even thinking of that because I just lost my dad. And I'm like, people do that? Like, just make up the fact that their dad died just to get extra clicks or engagement on their videos? Like, holy shit. I responded to them like, look, I don't even know how to reply to this, but unfortunately my dad really did pass away, and I did this. Normally I'm not like getting too much in front of the camera in my normal videos, if at all. I'm just doing the book for the book because I'm like, listen, people just join the channel for the audiobooks. They don't need my opinions or my whatever. They're just doing it for the audiobooks. But this was something that was so close to my own heart that I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna put like a little in memory of there. And then that dude turned around and he was really supportive, he was really empathic, and he was like, yeah man, I'm sorry that you had to go through that, and I'm sorry for the loss and all that. But it was really weird. And that was what I was saying like from the beginning with Invisible's thing, is like, these people are sometimes so ready to strike, to comment, to critique, to hate, and then it's only after a certain time, or when they're convinced that you don't deserve the hate, that they're like, yeah, but actually we're pretty nice people. And we're like, okay, but why can't we be nice people from the get-go? Like, are we so suspicious of everything around us that we can't just, you know, give the benefit of the doubt anymore? Like, okay, I didn't realize that it was getting this bad, that AI content farms were just making up fake life tragedies for extra engagement. Which, guys, you're already not putting any work in your videos. You have AI scripts with AI videos, with AI voiceovers, with AI editing. Everything is automated. You don't have to do anything. You get a couple thousand views on your videos or on your shorts. You get some income from that, but still it's not enough. Like, it's frustrating. And I'm talking about this and not about other stuff that happened in the last few weeks, because this is something that's pretty light, and it's like skirting around the subject, you know, that I don't want to talk about. It's kind of disturbing. Yeah, I think so too. But yeah, since then I've taken a look at some of these AI channels, and indeed, someone's grandma has died 3 times in the last 2 months. I mean, good on her. She's a pretty tough broad, but yeah. They also don't care if they just, you know, fall through the entire thing. Okay. A while ago, Custard Sire actually pointed out that there is another Miniature Mythos on YouTube. And it's an AI channel, complete AI channel. People think I'm also an AI channel because I use AI art, although apart from the AI images, everything else is man-made, like the music, the books, the voice, which is my voice, the editing, I always do it manually. But yeah, apparently suddenly she says like, hey, there's another Miniature Mythos channel. I'm like, what? I go check it out. Yeah, they're called Miniature Mythos. Written exactly the same, and what they're doing is making little AI videos of fairies. One of them looks suspiciously like Tinkerbell. Just with a bit of music, like a short. And yeah, that's a content farm, and you're like, okay. So I actually sent to that person like, hey, I can see that you're only active for like a couple of months. Like, can you maybe change your name, because that's kind of against YouTube policy. Because it is. I'm not big enough to be like a protected name, and I don't really care for that, but I'm like, hey, it's hard enough to differentiate between AI channels already, so maybe can you like slightly change your name? Never got a response. It was an email address or something, or from I think Pakistan or India or something. So I'm like, it's not, you know, playing in their advantage that, or you know, it's not looking good for them, in the sense that I really think that they're just content farms, and yeah, that's like, okay, that kind of sucks. I don't know if they're still around, actually. I can actually check. Just give me a second. If they're still around. It's really weird Googling myself. Yeah, so if you type in miniature Mephos, it takes a while to scroll down, but you actually get to them. Yeah. Yep. I'm just reporting rates. No, you don't have to do that because they don't claim to be me. But you can actually do it. But I like that if you type in miniature Mephos, like in Google or in YouTube, that like the first things are just me. And to me, that's the most important part. So the fact that they're also there is like, okay. I did something. I clicked away. Does my stream still stand? Yes. Okay. Also, I never asked. Is everything looking great for my stream? Because, like I said, it's been a while. Everything had to update when I booted it up, and I think it all looks good. It's all where it should be, but I don't know exactly. Also, guys and gals, if you have any questions at all for me about the situation with my dad, about my health or something, or what's going to happen now, what's going to happen with the channel and all that, please do ask. This is a just chatting. It's also a bit of a Q&A. Let me hear it. I don't mind answering your questions. Otherwise, I will just be talking about the horrible things and thoughts I have about my dad passing away. So, which, like I said, it's still there. So, if you would ask how I'm doing, I'm always going to say not great, because I am not great. I keep forgetting, for example, that last Thursday, like exactly a week ago, I turned 35. It was my birthday. I turned 35, which is normally kind of like, you know, every birthday that ends with a 0 or a 5. It's kind of a big deal. And I was more concerned about contacting like insurance companies to close down my dad's bills after he passed than I was with my birthday. So it's kind of a weird zone I'm in. Yeah, it's really weird. What are your thoughts between a coal generator and nuclear generator? I'm thinking about making some uranium stuff in the grasslands. I think a coal generator is pretty fine. Like, I'd say, yeah, no mess, it's not dangerous, and it's really easy to put like a lot of coal generators in a series in Satisfactory. And they're still pretty, yeah, like I said, it's easy to just expand them if you need more power. Like, you could start doing nuclear generators, but I think that you will have to make sure that all of your resources are easily available before you do that. Otherwise, they're just going to, you know, the nuclear generators are going to stand still for a while. But hey, if you can make it work, sure, why not? You all already have the hazmat suits, so switching gears. Like, you know, talking about the loss of my father and me not getting my birthday celebrated to nuclear generators. But yeah, I told a couple of my friends already, like, what are we gonna do for my birthday? Is there something you want to do? Is there something this or that? And the entire week leading up to that Thursday, my birthday, I was thinking like, There's actually only one thing that I would really like, and that is to get my normal phone call from my dad. Like, every year, my dad calls in exactly the same way to wish me a happy birthday. And, yeah, it really struck me at a certain point that this year that wasn't gonna happen. And, that was the moment that I really realized that, yeah, he's no longer here. And, yeah, that's why I couldn't really enjoy my birthday this year, because, yeah, as lovely memories are, so, I got a lot of great memories. Some of you were at the funeral. There's like loads of cool memories I have with my dad. So yeah. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm crying. Crying on stream, horrible. Yeah. So, I guess I'm still 34. I haven't aged because I haven't had my birthday. But yeah, there's... God damn, man, I'm glad your dad gave us the gift that is Kristof as well. Yeah, that's true. Like... My mom would have a word with you for saying that. but yeah, it's only recently that I started to realize how much I actually look like my dad. Like, not even just physically, but just the way I am naturally in my character, my hobbies, my interests. So yeah. Like, my dad had this really old picture of him. I'm just gonna look it up real quickly. Which was from his first job. It was like the picture that he had on his worker ID. I'm gonna hold it up to the camera. I hope it works. And yeah, it's just... People say that I look a lot like him, just without the mustache. So, yeah, that's my dad when he was like even younger than I am right now. It's such a... We need to have that mustache on your face. Yeah, I don't know if I can actually grow a mustache like that, but I am willing to try. So, yeah. And this is my dad with my niece. So, my niece is gonna be 2 in a month's time, and this is him just reading stories to her. So. Yeah, I'm just reminiscing a bit. Do it for the stash, cuties. Yeah, they're both cuties. Like Scene, which is my niece. Scene is amazing. She's so cute, and I'm glad I'm glad that she's still so young. Because she doesn't really realize that Grandpa is gone now. Like last time she went to his place, so my stepmom still lives in the apartment, of course, and Scene went there, and normally she goes to my dad at his computer, and they watch little movies together. And she just came in, and she immediately ran to his computer and was like, "Grandpa, Boomba," because Boomba is like a TV show here in Belgium. And she came in that room and she saw that he wasn't there, and Grandpa gone? Just like a child, like, where is he? And we had to say, yeah, Grandpa's gone. It's like, okay. And she just kept on moving. But, you know. Yeah, the gravity doesn't sink in. They don't know what loss is yet. You also hope they're being spared from that for a whole while. It's okay. Yeah. Okay. Look, it's a piggy. Yes. She's completely in pink. Pink piggy. We need to have the piggy hug button now. Yeah, every time I need a hug, it's like, summon the piggy, and she just comes up. I don't think she likes, you know, to be referred to as a piggy. Darling, you are summoned. Yeah. I saved up so many brushes to make a piggy hug button. Yeah, I really need to do something about my redeems. Also, I am going to spam the chat for a bit, because I made like new emotes. Yay! Yeah, I've made these in A-Sprite. So I have been working a lot behind the scenes. Like, I have been painting some miniatures. I have been building my book nooks. I have been reading my books. I have been working in A-Sprite to make new emotes. So yeah, I've been busy. There's a couple of things that I still want to do. Like, I've been thinking about animating some of my my designs that I've made in A-Sprite. And actually, like, instead of AI images, use these animation loops to animate parts of the audiobooks. Like, I have Conan just standing there. I have Conan in a walking cycle. Well, I don't have it yet, but I would have Conan in a walking silent. Hey, CtrlMav Delete, welcome in, and thank you for subscribing again. Hey, how are you doing? How have you been? Are you having fun? So, like Conan in a walking cycle, Conan just standing there talking. His audio ain't working, just a second, okay. Like him roaring, him slashing his sword, and then just use that on a background during the story, just so that I can actually, you know, animate it with my own assets, basically. And because I still have a lot of Conan stories to go, I just have to make those assets once, I hope. Knowing myself, I will continuously want to update them. But I just have to make them once, and I can just reuse them every time, just putting him then in the video when he has to walk, or when he has to talk, or when whatever. Have you thought of making a VTuber model of Conan for you to use? People have said to me that, hey, how about you use a VTuber model? I'm like, what? And deny the world all of this?
And I'm like, yeah, that actually sounds like a plan. I could totally do that. Like I've seen Shifty, a fellow streamer, make a VTuber model for himself. I know Araxi uses like an image of herself that is, I don't know if it's I don't think hers is animated, but I thought she said she was looking into animation of her pictures and all that as well. So it could be animated in the future, especially if Shifty, her partner, actually, you know, gets into it. Works again. Okay, hey, Control Mav Delete, how are you doing? Welcome in. How have you been? Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your support. Hey man, having you cosplay the characters as you read is even better. Yeah, that would even imagine just me behind the mic and then just with a Conan wig and bare chested like a leather harness or something. Talking in my Conan voice. I am Conan, the Cimmerian. Just a video of theater performances at some point. Yeah, absolutely. Not the best of weeks, but getting better. Oh, did something happen? You want to talk about it? You don't have to talk about it on stream, of course, but, you know, off stream. But yeah, I am thinking about, you know, upping the ante on some of my content. Not everything, of course, because I can't make pixel assets fast enough, I think. Or, you know, for every distinct story. Most things I would be able to, like, recycle. For example, a Conan story is always with Conan the Barbarian, and maybe like color shifting or color changing or palette swapping a female lead, because there's always a female lead, and you know, I can do that, but other stories are harder to do, I think. So I don't know how I'm going to be doing that. But I am thinking of, like I said, with Atomantis of Madness, that's probably going to be a 6-hour audiobook. I'm thinking of doing the same with that. So, like, I have these models for the Arctic Explorers, and I'm just going to animate those. Already have, like, mugshots for them. I think about doing that. Because it's also such a really big story, and I know that, you know, it's not just hours and hours of work I put into it to use it in like a half an hour of a story. Be right back, getting coffee and ice cream. Nice. Enjoy the coffee, enjoy the ice cream. Just got a bad cold, made me even more tired, so less easy to put things into perspective. Aw, that's not great to hear. I hope you're feeling better soon and you are able to get more rest. I know a bad cold can really like take away your breath, your ability to breathe comfortably, and when you're in bed you just like feel like you're choking. It's yeah, no, it's not great. So I hope you I hope it gets better soon. Do you drink enough water? Have you tried I don't know, or tried not being ill? Sorry. Conan dislodging his axe from the skull of an eldritch horror. Absolutely. That would be a really cool animation to make. Like, thanks. I'll be drinking some water. Now, for those who are only just now joining, I am streaming both to YouTube and Twitch. Normally, you guys on the platform that you are watching, you can only see your respective chat. Right now, I have put the chat in here, and you can actually see that Hippocratic Oath is joining us from YouTube. So you can actually see what the people are saying on the other platform, and you can react to that via this screen. Of course, you are gonna need laser eyes, because I realize that this is probably going to look very fucking small for some of you, even especially if you're looking at like your tablet or smartphone screen. So yeah, I'm sorry for that, but hello, Hippocratic. Does that mean, Hippocratic Oath, that you always have to treat an injured person, but you're really dumb about it? Just a question. But yeah, the moment that I have like these pixel art models ready, like I can already show like how the Conan one is gonna look. Where did I put the Conan one? Damn. No, it would be easier if I just had it like on my phone. Yeah, okay, there we go. The operation was a success, but the patient died. Mission failed successfully. So this would be like the Conan sprite art that I've made, which I want to like animate at some point. And then when he's talking, I will have like a dialogue bar pop up and just like write out his sentences there, and then it will be a more detailed face that will animate just lip flaps while the text is coming there with my voiceover over it. So yeah. So yeah, those are some things that I'm thinking about doing. If you guys have any... If you have any ideas, if you have any feedback, if you have any requests for me to, to make, let me know. Like if you're like, hey, that sounds like a great idea. Would you perhaps like redo a certain story that I did earlier? And that's how Miniature Mifos became the new Dorkly Bits. I have heard of Dorkly Bits, but I can't, for the life of me, think what they're up to. Oh, yes. Okay, no. I know. Still sad Carmilla didn't do well. Carmilla is doing way better. That's the thing I have talked about with Shifty. Like, he's currently streaming as well, and I was watching his stream right before going live. And we were talking about making content. And we were talking about the difference between like playing into hypes, playing into reaction content, making long form content, shorts, the difference between different approaches. You don't get into this to be rich, to be famous. Like, at the moment, I love every single one of you here for all the support you're giving me. Even you who's looking at this VOD at a later date. Thank you for supporting me in any way you can. Yes, I'm talking to you from the past. Yes, you. And that's enough for me. like, whatever way you're supporting me, is it by watching this VOD? Is it by watching live now? Is it by listening to my stories? You don't have to like or comment or watch every video till the end. You don't have to. Like, I know sometimes you forget. You don't do that. You don't feel like it. You don't feel like commenting on the video. That's fine. I'm not gonna be like, leave a like and comment and do this and do that. Like, okay, if you do, fine. And that helps me. That does help me. But I'm not gonna be here like, hey, I want to do this to get money. I don't want to do this to become the best narration channel out there. And we were talking about that earlier today. And I said like, hey, the thing is, I've got peace with the content that I'm making. I make this because I like to make this. Plus this is evergreen content. This is content like you even 5 years down the road, if you want to listen to a Call of Cthulhu audiobook, my content will be as relevant now as it is in 5 years, as it is like 2 years ago when I first made it. And that's the thing, like, people still want to listen to that content. And reaction content, like if you want to react to the current tariffs of Trump, for example, or something that, I don't know, Andrew Tate did, just saying. Okay, you might get a lot of hits right now, but in a couple of weeks, that content will no longer be relevant. And it's really hard to maintain viewership over a longer period of time for content like that. Like, you will get like a first huge boost of content, people will of consumption. A lot of people will watch it, and then after a while it just peters out. While for me, I've noticed the amount of views most of the time rises rapidly the first couple of days when I post something new, which is normal, and then it kind of flattens out, it stagnates. But even that flattened curve, the more subscribers I get, it starts to rise a bit faster and faster. Why? Because new subscribers can actually come in and watch my older stuff as well. And most of the time, they do. If they find something that they like, they actually go back and watch old content. And that's fine. And I'm glad that people are willing to stick up with my horrible mic and audio quality and my bad narration style from back when I did this for the first time. Of course, the nervous system needs cause twitching while the axe is removed from the horror. Absolutely. Hippocratic. If I'm gonna do that, it's going to be like the sword is in there, he's gonna put like his foot on it, he's gonna pull it out, and then the moment he pulls it out, you see like a massive twitching go through it. Is Belgium located near where Samaria would have been before the breaking of the world? That's a very good question, actually. The Complete Chronicles of Conan. And there's a map in here. And as you can see, basically this is Spain, France. Samaria's gonna be like, yeah, you could say it's Germany. Yeah, it's Germany, Belgium. Let's say it is. Because Vanaheim is of course the yeah, Vanaheim is Scandinavia, and the Pictish wilderness is are the British Isles. So yeah, you know, maybe if there is going to be a video Is it Walloon or Flemish side? It's a Flemish side, I'd say. Like, the Walloons are barbarians. No, but I'm from the Flemish side, by the way. So, you know, one thing. Hey, now. One thing that I might actually do that isn't an audiobook narration is take this map and just bloomin'. Okay. My camera is like, you know what? That white square, we need to illuminate it some more. So imagine that map that you just saw before my camera was like, lens flare. Is just, you know, in a chronological order, show the travels of Conan. Because in every story, they always say where he's at the moment, or sometimes where they were. So it's really cool. Also, if you look at this map, this is not the way that a world is formed. Like, well, a world maybe, but not countries. Like this is a map that has been drawn by someone. Like, yeah, you know, a square here and a square there, and another square here. Oh, let's get dangerous and make this elliptical. Ugh. The Isle of the Black Ones. Oh boy. Wonder how they look over there. My friends are on the Flemish side and have the same reaction when I mention the Walloons. There is a cultural difference. I wouldn't say it's a battle, but only because the Walloons are too cowardly to fight us. No. We like to mock the other side. Hey now. If you haven't guessed yet, Turnip Thrower can trace his roots to the other side. He's a collaborator. He spawned in the Walloon area, but now he's part of the winning side. Yeah, I think it is a thing that brings us together as a people. Yeah, the entirety of Flanders is like one big cesspool of hatred and distrust, but we all get along because we commonly hate the Walloons. So I actually spawned in the Flemish side. No, here you are born. You only spawn in the Walloon area. I'm sorry, people from Wallonia. I don't actually hate you. I only act like I hate you. But I love you. I always love you. Eendracht maakt macht. Yes. L'union fait la force. Of zoiets. Ja, l'union fait la force. Et pour les Flamands, la même chose. I'm sorry, people from Wallonia. I'm sorry you were born there. In fact, Walloons use the word Flamand as a way to call people idiots. That's true. We just call people Walloons and we all know what that means. Okay, we're gonna stop this this segregation hate train for a bit. For a bit. But we are idiots. That is also fair. Like, we went camping with my dad. My dad loved camping a lot. Like, loved it. When we were kids, we went along with him, of course. And most of the time we went to Germany, France, the Netherlands. And when we went to the Netherlands, of course, we as dumb Belgian kids, Flemish kids, we were making fun of the funny way those Dutch people spoke. And we were making jokes about it, and those the people from the camping where we were staying, they were like, yeah, okay, you can laugh with the fact that we're stingy, we're greedy Dutch people, because that's something that we recognize. We know that we are, you know, commercially inclined. But you Belgians are dumb. And we're like, what the fuck did you just say? And they're like, yeah, no, those are the stereotypes. I even did like a Dutch accent there. Those are the stereotypes. You have Dutch people who are greedy, and you have Belgian people who are dumb. Now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah, that's true. We are pretty dumb. We simply drove onto their side, and there were flowers in the center of the divider, and my friends got pissed off at how their money was spent. Yeah. Jesus. We simply drove onto their side. It's all our sides, really, but I know what you're saying. Yeah, like we are historically dumb. We historically we don't exist. Like Belgium isn't a thing. Like Belgium is a created state. I also like the fact, like, God damn it, look at what they did with our tax money. Instead of making these roads traversable, they put like plants in the middle of it. What the fuck? These balloons with our tax money. I can hear those remarks already. It's amazing. The French actually also have so many jokes about how Belgians are dumb. Yeah, that's probably true. We are historically dumb. But we are hard workers. No one's gonna take that away from us. Robert E. Howard drew the boundaries of Belgium. Oh, shit. Like, if you look at this, it could very well be like where one is it would actually be a Robert E. Howard setting. Like, there's this country that has been, that's like a marshy wasteland where two tribes of people equally like deranged and devolved into like these barbarian ape people. And they're fighting for nothing. They're fighting for control of the fucking marshes where you can't do anything and you can't even put a house because it just sinks into the fucking swamp. And then Conan's there like, these savages. At least I am a noble barbarian. Cimeria's Belgium. I'm spreading this myth. Just fucking go ahead. Like, Caesar already said that from all the Germanic tribes, the Belgica were the most brave. He didn't say smart. He didn't say advanced. He didn't say great. He said brave. Because we're just too stupid to understand when we have to run. Because, you know, Roman legions. Like, okay. Thanks, Caesar, I guess. We should totally stab Caesar. Just Mean Girls reference, just throw that in there. Stupidity is often mistaken for bravery. That is true. That is absolutely true. Like, that's what I like about most of the stories in Robert E. Howard's Conan series. Like, Conan isn't stupid. You could say that Conan is not completely up to date with everything, but he isn't stupid. Like, it's like, there's a monster. Everyone's running away from that monster, and he's like, yeah, but dude, if you kill it, you don't have to run away from the monster. That's not stupid. It's absolutely not stupid, because most of the time he just kills the monster. It's like, oh, there we go. Like, stupidity would be to fight against something you can win from. So Caesar was both aggressive and passive aggressive. Yeah, probably. He saw Brutus walk up to him with a knife. He's like, what are you gonna do? Stab me? Well, this is kind of awkward, but yes. Could also be translated to savage or aggressive or something. Or something. Actually? Yeah, true. Anyway, guys, I don't know if you still want to, if you want to keep this going. Like, I can do this all night long. I'm America's ass in this case. I can keep going. But I also have the Elden Ring board game that I can start unboxing if you want me to. So that was something I just kept, you know, as a resort. Last resort? Not last resort, but like, hey, if we stop talking about stuff, we could also do that. But yeah, I was thinking a second resort. Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Man, I'm old. And now everyone who hears that song is like, yeah, that's not old. Then you go look up when it was released and you're like, shit. My back hurts. But yeah. Lately, I have been reading a lot of Clark Ashton Smith as well. Like, it was always like Clark Ashton Smith, Algernon Blackwood, Macken. So Arthur Macken. God damn it, there's another one. And now I don't remember who it is. So Frank Belknap Long, M.R. James was James that I was looking for. H.P. Lovecraft, of course. But those are mostly the people that I already knew. And I knew, of course, of Clark Ashton Smith, but I never read a lot of Clark Ashton Smith. So I know most of the Conan the Barbarian stories. I know most of the H.P. Lovecraft. I know all of the H.P. Lovecraft stories. But Clark Ashton Smith, I now got to reading him. I've already done 2 stories of him. This weekend's gonna be the 3rd I did by Clark Ashton Smith. And this guy is growing on me like a rash. This guy is really growing on me quickly. It's amazing. His writing is so much fun. Like, it's fun, it's adventurous, it's horrifying. Clark is the sole survivor of the trio also, yeah. Not having either killed himself or died of illness, yeah. But yeah, he's absolutely great, and I feel that because he is the sole survivor, he doesn't get as much credit. Like, more people are fan of Lovecraft and Robert E. Howard than they are of Clark Ashton Smith. And it's a shame because he's so great. Like, I have read something from his Hyperborea cycle, and now 2 stories from his Celtic cycle. And both of these settings are great. Like, it's amazing. Like, it's alternate history for those who don't know. It's like Robert E. Howard's Hyborea. Hyperborea is also like, Hyborea is in the distant past, while Hyperborea is actually in the future, basically. But life sucks again. Like, Okay. Same with Zothic. So Zothic is like also an alternative history, an alternative world with other countries and other rules, and they're all just fun. And it all reads, especially the Zothic stuff reads like a fairy tale. A group of fairy tales, but really fucking dark fairy tales. Like with torture and all that stuff in it, and it's great. And the same with the story that I've... so the first story that I read from the Zothic cycle was The Empire of Necromancers. That has a very bleak ending. The one that I read yesterday, and that's going to be released on Sunday, is... or Saturday, depending on time zone, is The Tomb Spawn. And it also has a very bleak ending. But they're all still really good stories. And The Seven Gashes, which is from the Hyperborea stuff, is also very bleak. But it's funny. That one is really funny. If you want to hear like a funny Lovecraftian story, well, first of all, Herbert West Reanimator. I think that's a hilarious story. And The Seven Gashes by Clark Ashton Smith. That's also a really funny one. Because not a lot of people actually know that, but those guys were funny. Those guys, Lovecraft, Howard, Clark Ashton Smith, those guys were funny. Like, they had a really good sense of humor. It's amazing. And yeah, if you're aware of that, some of those stories really get like an extra dimension, and it's amazing. But yeah, judge for yourself. Pick up one of their books. Not one of them, but there are a couple of their stories that really stand out as being both horrifying and funny. If you want some pointers, I could make a list. Like, this shit is actually darkly humorous. This is quite ironic. This one makes you kind of sad. Stuff like that. And I see we have an ad break, so I'm sorry. So for those who are still here, I was thinking maybe I could actually start doing the unboxing. Like, maybe get into the first box of the Elden Ring board game. Just to show off a couple things, because it is, of course, meant for me to get back into painting miniatures here on stream as well. I just wanted to get back into streaming, talking to a camera again, before I started doing stuff like focused again. So did I treat myself to the board game for your birthday? No, I didn't. This was a Kickstarter from a year or two ago, made by Steamforged Games. I have a couple of things made by Steamforged Games. They have really good games. They have really good stuff. I'm a fan. I saw the Elden Ring board game. I was like, shit, yes, this is awesome. I want minis of things that I know so I can paint it. And that's why I actually did that. And yeah, cool beans. It happens to arrive here right in the middle of me grieving my fallen father. So I was like, oh, great. Kind of not in the mood. But yeah, of course, I want to eventually get into it. Because I got like the all-in package, which means that everything that they made, like the base game, but with all the expansions as well, and the Kickstarter exclusive stuff and all, it's like all packed in there. I got all these cool stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I really want to show that off, because it is really cool, especially if you like Elden Ring, or one of the Dark Soul-like games from Software Games. And I was thinking like maybe Hippocratic Oath, it's okay. Thank you. But yeah, this is I've been away for a while from streaming just because my dad got ill like 2 months ago, and he has been getting worse, and we were visiting him and everything. He didn't make it. He passed away the 31st of March, and yeah, we're still going through it. So that's why it took me a while to get back to creating content and streaming and all that. So yeah. Kind of lost my train of thought. It happens. It happens. It's not you. You didn't do anything wrong. It's every time I'm reminded of my dad, it's like hits me like a brick again. Anyway, I got like this huge box, and I was like, shit, what the fuck is this? I open it up, and there were like all these Elden Ring boxes in there. I'm like, oh god damn it, it's finally here, awesome. And it's like 3 huge boxes and a couple of smaller ones. I'm like, yes, awesome. And I put it all on my shelf, and I'm like, you know what, when the time is there, I'm going to open these up. And I was like, this is weird, because I didn't get like a notification that they were being sent or that they were going to arrive today. So I was looking up, going back to the Kickstarter, back to the pledge manager. And then I saw what was supposed to be in the all-in box. And I'm like, those are more boxes than I got. That huge box wasn't, in fact, the entire thing. 2 days later, another box arrived. So I've like, you can't see it right now, but these are stacked to the floor. These are 2 piles here, stacked to the floor, like an enormous amount of boxes. Like 5 of these kinds of boxes. And then one of this box. This is the main game. And then a little box. So let's start with the unboxing and unbox this one first. This is the Kickstarter exclusive. So most of the time you only got this if you were part of the Kickstarter. And yeah, this is Iron Fist Alexander. Will we get a demo of the board game on stream? I could actually do that. I don't know if it's going to be live on stream, but I could possibly like record a session and then show that. I could do that. But I don't know about it yet, so. So, I like this already because it's Alexander, Iron Fist Alexander. He's a jar warrior, so he's a living jar, basically. He has sculpted clay arms, and he has a large wax seal with the earth tree in it. No, don't know if you can actually see it or make it out. It's really detailed. And basically what's in this pot are human remains. And the pot people get their strength from the remains that are in them. He's jarring. Oh my god. But if you ever played Elden Ring, you have encountered Iron Fist Alexander. He's one of the coolest, friendliest characters out there. He has a very, very sad story because everything is fucking sad in Elden Ring and Souls games. But he's a really cool character, and I'm looking forward to painting him because he's really cool. Also, like all these little Jarhead Semper Fi. Yeah, well... Yeah, actually, you can make a joke about it, but if you know his story, he's kind of like that. So that is an exclusive. There are some cards in there as well, because the game works with cards and abilities. So you kind of need those to play the game with him. He's one of the hero characters, so he's one of the characters you can actually play as. Yes. On with the big box. I'm gonna do it like this so you can read it. Yeah, it's vacuum, so. Elden Ring, the board game. No, whatever. It's a player token. How big is the board you play on? Well, Alexander is a large character, so I'm not saying that as a euphemism. He is larger than a normal player character. So what do we have? We have a book. This is a scenario book. This is basically everything you need to know about running certain scenarios. This is the story. This is the story that you have to follow for Elden Ring. You make choices, you go for... This is basically, yeah, a choose your own adventure story. And by choosing where you go, you come across some of the canon places, like the Church of Ele, which is where you first meet the merchant and where you can actually see the Earth Tree for the first time in the game. And you can actually choose what you do. You can then choose to go to a certain cave or a dungeon that is also in that game. This is some kind of D&D Gloomhaven type of deal. Yeah, it's something like that, but it's basically you're playing Elden Ring on a board. And then you have the rules, which is, of course, everything you need to know, the nitty-gritty of how you have to read your cards, how do you use abilities and all that. It's all in here, which is less thick because, again, this is the story. These are the scenarios. This is the story you're playing. And the rules are just how do you play it. And then you have these encounter books. Now, what are these? These are actually your playing map. So I'm just gonna try and not fuck it up. Yeah, of course I am showing the wrong one first. So what you see here is basically the encounters that you will encounter in the scenario. So here on the left page, you will see what you need to set up. And this is actually the board that you're going to use. And each time that you change scene, you also change like the board you're using. And depending on where you go, when you go there, and what you choose in the scenario, yeah, stupid flare, you get like different ways to encounter or deal with these scenarios. It's a really cool system, I'd say. So basically, if you take a look at it and with the different kind of monsters in there, you will recognize most of these areas. It's like you also have like parts of it because there is 4 books in here and you have to lay them all together to create the larger maps to fight the larger monsters. So I'm gonna take out all of the books now. So you have a lot of maps, you can all put them together to play this game. And then of course you have miniatures. These are the Beastmen. Like, again, if you have played Elden Ring, you will recognize these guys, like, immediately. These are, like, the typical beastmen. I really like how they're modeled. Like, again, it's, like, really high quality. I love that. But there's, of course, more, because... Of course, good. Oh, yeah, they also put in, like, a campaign structure. So they say, like, start with this game, which is basically the introduction level, then go to that one, and then finish up with this one. But you can also add to the middle part these 3 expansions, which, because I have everything, I can actually do. And then you have, like, a bit of boards, stuff to put your character tokens on. And then all the different kinds of things, tokens, and stuff that you have to push out. You're gonna need so many baggies for this. And all the rest now is miniatures. So you have like these fucking huge bats. Giant rats. Just gonna change it up a bit so you can actually see them. I'm going to take them out. Satisfying pressing the cardboard. Absolutely. So, like, I like these bats. These are really cool bats. You can use them for a lot of games. Like, that is also the reason why I don't mind buying these things, because I know I can use giant bats for anything. Like, giant rat. Like, I like this rat. This is a cool rat. And again, most of you will probably know these creatures from playing the game. This is one of the bosses. This is a beastman of Farim Azula. This is like one of the earliest bosses, which of course becomes a normal mob as you go further through the story. And then you have the classic Knights of Godric, which are just humans, you know. But I think I'm gonna like those the best because they are, like, they are most colorful because they're wearing, like, heraldry of Godric. Godric the Grafted, and I think he's gonna be in here. Is he gonna be in here? I think he's gonna be in a different one. Gonna see about it. I have some more giant rats here. So I got a lot of giant rats. I'm just gonna show you. So I've got giant rats. Here, this one. These are giant rats. No, thank you, honey. I got wolves. And I've got these gargoyles. Like, if you go into one of the many tombs in the game, you have like these little gargoyle creatures who come to life, and they're just the most annoying fucking things ever. Why? Because they are made out of stone, so they have a high poise rating. What is poise? Poise is basically the stat that says if you get hit, do you react on being punched in the face? If you have a high poise, you're like, yeah, no, I'll catch it in my face and everything's all right. And you basically, like, you know, something with low poise will, if they're moving and they get hit, they will like, they will recoil. And you can actually stop an attack from them by attacking them first. Which is really handy in the game. The thing is, monsters with high poise, they're swinging their weapon, you're like, yeah, but they're slow, I'll hit in between them. No, they'll just ignore your fucking hit. They'll take the damage, but they'll ignore your hit and they will just finish their swing, and it's really dumb. I got little baggies, which is cool. I like that. Games who just give you baggies. They're like, yeah, we know you're gonna have like a lot of fucking shit lying around after you've pressed all the cardboard. Let us help you. Let us help you. Shit. Okay, I'm gonna have to do it like this. Beastman Matriarch. God damn it, light, stop it. Beastman Matriarch. I can do it like this. I like how these look. Balloons have high poise. No, they start lying down whenever they want to, so they don't. Because they're lazy as shit. Got some cloth baggies too, by the way. If you need. Ah, that's true, that's true. I might need it. This is a Tomb Guardian, which is basically like a large statue that comes to life. Unfortunately, his little sword is a little bent. Hey, Teleport, how are you doing? Welcome in. So, these are really cool. I like fighting these. I like fighting these, absolutely. In the game, in the actual game. Because they have, like, interesting mechanics to them most of the time. This is the very first boss you actually encounter, which is the Tree Sentinel. This is a dude in heavy armor on a horse. And right outside the starting area, he's just patrolling. He's just like... Yes, doing that. Exactly, that's what patrolling is. Good job, fucking Kristof. And you're like, yeah, I can take that fucking guy. He will own your ass. He will own your ass so bad. He's one of those guys who are like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna walk past him and not look back. And after a while, you'll return because you're just exploring stuff. And you're like, maybe I can take that guy. That dude will still take your ass to town. I'll make sure they're not in here the wrong way. I feel like everything would owe my ass if I played. Yeah, it could very well be. Now, there's also something called a troll in Elden Ring, and this is how they look. They're like these giant warriors, but they're like gnarly, and half of their cavity, their chest cavity is like hollowed out. You have to hit them in the shins when you're fighting them, because you can't reach any higher. Like, I really like how these are designed, like the guts here, like the dried out guts. Are they undead? Yes and no. The lore of Elden Ring is really complicated, Ctrl-Mav-Delete. But you could say that most of these things are dead, but so is your character and everyone else. Like, everyone is basically dead, but also not, because death has no real meaning in the world of Elden Ring. It's a whole thing. I might do an Elden Ring explanation video at some point. Because the lore is really cool, but it's also very complicated. And then you have one of the main antagonists in... it's Welcome to the Black Parade, but the game. Yeah, basically. And then you have one of the first bosses. Well, not one of the first bosses, but one of the main antagonists. And one of the hardest bosses in the game. That's this dude, Margit. And he's this cloak-wearing... Fucking hell. Cloak-wearing horn dude. Yeah, this camera isn't doing anything justice. But my other camera isn't set up to catch anything. But like, this is a really cool dude. Like, trust me, bro. I might actually put some of these... I might actually take some pictures. And you need like a black piece of paper. I don't think we have a black piece of paper. Also, it's not this. It's my light, actually. Like, I think if I actually would just... Like, if I turn off my light, you can actually already see him way better. Yeah, don't forget, like, normal characters are, like, way smaller, so... And that is the base set, because these are things that you would find... Oh yeah, and there's also like... You can actually make your own map with this to explore. Light. So yeah, that's the first box, I think, unless there's something else underneath here. Oh shit, there is. I was actually making a joke like, oh yeah, there's probably something underneath her. There actually fucking is. Okay. Oh my god, this is the actual weight of the thing. Like, these are all cards and stuff to play. Ah! So there is like Godric Knights in here, some more. There's like barbarians in here. Will we have to wait until painted? No. No. We will play with great plastics and we will have fun. And then you have the starting classes that you can pick. So we have the samurai. Yes, you can play a samurai in Elden Ring. We have a cool student of the blade. We have the vagabond, which is the heavy armored knight character, which is technically the easiest one to play with because you can block. Then you have the astrologer, which has like stockades around his neck because they're criminals. And then you have the... No, this is the astrologer, I think. What the fuck is this one then? Is this the priest? Yeah, I think the other one is the priest. This one is the priest, yeah. Sorry. God damn it, these are a lot of cards. Now I have to drop this back in here. Everyone okay? Okay. Everyone okay. There is one thing that I still want to show you guys. One miniature before I'm going to go offline. It's in another box, but it's actually... I'm saying this is the first boss, the one boss. Yeah, okay, whatever. There's a lot of bosses in Elden Ring. Like, it's a Dark Souls game. Get fucking over it. There's a lot of bosses in these games. And, the boss of the first dungeon area, basically, is, Godric the Grafted. You know what? I'm not gonna do this on stream. Now, his name might promise a lot of things already. I mean, who names himself Godric? Well, he didn't do that. I'm dying. In this other box, Stormvale Castle, which is the name of that dungeon, you can actually find the first mega boss. So what you're actually trying to do in Elden Ring is recreate the Elden Ring to become the Elden Lord. Fascinating, I know. To do that, you have to find all of the fragments of the Elden Ring. And they have been scattered by a couple of demigods. You have to go around, kill those demigods, steal their pieces back, reforge the Elden Ring. This is a very, very quick rundown of how it actually goes. But yeah. So, In this as well, you have another scenario book because this gives you more scenarios. This also gives you more maps, so you get more map books. Because of course it does. Right. More maps. Unending pleasures to play with. And more dudes, executioners, cowled figures with axes. But the one I wanted to show you, I hope he's in here. Yes. Yes, he is. It's like, are these fucking raisins? No, they're not. Raisins. Godric the Grafted. Why is he named like that? Because he was the weakest of all the demigods. And he realized that he could gain power by grafting pieces of others to himself. This dude has grafted... I'm just gonna close my eyes. This dude has grafted multiple arms to himself, multiple legs. There's like arms all over his back. And he has grafted a dragon's head to his arm as well. He took the right to bear arms very seriously. Yeah, this dude is... Yeah, so that's the very first boss. He also has a grafted scion, which is basically his courtiers and his nobles. And these are also people who are just grafted with other people's limbs to make them quote-unquote better. Turning them into like these multiple-limbed bug people. Like, I want to point out, like, this is the duelist or the prisoner. This is like the size difference. Like, yeah, fight this shit. Abattoir. Yeah, basically. Verbessert. Gonna see if there's any more cool shit in here I want to show you. No. Know what? Just because I like you guys, I'm gonna show you one more thing. Trust me, I don't say this to all the girls. No, you guys are special. Sorry, I was listening to an Andrew Tate documentary. So I'm a bit misogynistic. That was a joke, by the way. Respect women. That was, of course, also a joke, so please. Not the respecting women, but the meme of respect women. Yeah, it's from the Behind the Bastards podcast. Now, people who have played Elden Ring or have seen other people play Elden Ring know that at a certain point you'll be roaming around Limgrave, which is the very first area in the game. And while you're going through Limgrave, you suddenly find like a large open lake. Believe all women, yes. Yeah, absolutely. And you will find in the middle of that lake, it's a very, undeep lake, a shallow lake, so you can just walk over it or through it. You will find a little island with like a bonfire on it surrounded by some low-level mobs. And you're like, alright, that looks like a destination, let's go there and fuck shit up for them. And the moment you get close to it, you hear like this
roar. And you're like, what the fuck is that? And you look around and just out of the fucking sky, there's like this huge ass dragon that just bears down on you, torches the place, kills everyone there, ambushes you, and you're like, what the fuck? And you're in a surprise boss battle. And that's most of the time the first time you encounter a dragon in Elden Ring. There's gonna be a lot more, but Flying Dragon Agil is most of the time your first encounter with dragons, and they also have a model for him. So yeah. He a big boy. And Agil is one of the smallest dragons in the game. There's also like a triple-headed dragon. That's an amazing statue straight up. Yeah, absolutely. That one is really cool. You also have like these recurring enemies, which are Earth Tree avatars. But I remember that dude. Yeah, like he's like really memorable. Agil is like I said, in the end, by the end of Elden Ring, you will have fought a lot of dragons, but none of them have the entrance that Agil does. It's just like, oh, what's this? Oh, there's like a mob of people over there. Let's go check it out. And then Agil just drops in, fucks up everyone's day, and you're like, shit, now I have to fight a dragon. And it's a really cool fight. Like, he doesn't have... I fight dragons every day. Miko, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. How are you doing, by the way, Miko? And Eric, welcome in. How are you doing? Just showing off my cool stuff. And yeah, Agil has his own board, which is like this huge-ass foldable stuff. The horrors persist, but so do I. That's the best thing. That's the biggest middle finger you can give to the horrors, is outlast them. If you outlast the horrors, well, they're still there, but they might be annoyed at you. And that's fun. Just knowing that you drive the horrors just a bit crazy. Like, god damn it, what's up with this guy? Like, the moment your actions make the horrors take pause and be like, oh, is this dude okay? Then you know you're like, my job's done. That's all I wanted. So yeah, those were just 3 boxes, and I haven't even shown them in too much detail, what's all in there. Again, for those who have played Elden Ring, most of these creatures, most of these miniatures, yeah, you will recognize them immediately because everything is from the very first zone in the game. I don't know if they actually are going to expand to include all the other zones in the game. I believe if they do that, that's just, you can't. I don't think they actually can do that because that's just way too much. Doing well. Cool, it's a board game. I just started a tabletop RPG group recently myself, and it's good to roll dice. It absolutely is good to roll dice. That is basically plastic crack to roll with those number generators. What kind of RPG are you playing? I'm currently mastering a Warhammer Fantasy roleplay. So I've done a couple of roleplays in the past. Dungeons and Dragons, Call of Cthulhu, other stuff that I just can't come up with. You know, a grieving brain has oftentimes troubles with remembering, but yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this game as well. Like I said earlier, with the Call of Cthulhu board game,
There's a lot of really cool stuff that you can do, and this game as well, it promises to be amazing. Fancy Cup of Regrets, thank you for following. We are doing Old School Essentials with Barrow Maze. Other adventures planted in the world too. Old School Essentials with Barrow Maze. Probably seen it pass by already, but let me just... Necrotic Gnome. Oh, they're basically remaking the first Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, that's really cool. I also love the publisher's name, Necrotic Gnome. Also, Barrow Maze sounds like a good sauce. Yeah, like, I like my fries with Barrow Maze. Yes, it's very old school. I have, like, all the respect for these old versions or these older editions of Dungeons and Dragons and even Cyberpunk and all the other games, the Call of Cthulhu games even. Because there was just there's some charm to it. Hey, Fancy Cup of Regrets, good evening, hope all is well. Yeah, we're talking about board games and tabletop RPGs at the moment, so I hope you're well as well. I hope you're doing well as well. Welcome in. Do you play role-playing games? Tabletop, Fancy Cup of Regrets, Tabletop of Regrets. Jeez, getting tired. Yeah, but like even when I was doing the current games like 4th edition and 3rd, 3.5, 4th, 5th edition of D&D, I was always looking back at 1st edition, 2nd edition AD&D to just get into the lore, get more information out of it. Same with Call of Cthulhu, like I'm currently getting into Chaosium's Call of Cthulhu, but I'm always looking back at previous stories, adventure modules, trying to convert them into current editions, because it's just a lot of fun to do that. Love D&D and tabletop. Nice. Awesome. Those things just bring people together, I feel like. It's a cooperative game, and I... Like... You were winding down, though, right? Yeah. Probably. I could be. I'm just gonna finish my thoughts. Just, you know, one last tangent for the road. I can't send people home empty-handed. So, I have to give them something else to go through. Like, it comes and goes in waves for me with the tabletop RPGs. Like, I can be really excited about... bedtime yams, yeah, basically, like, pff, guys, this is something to think about. Yeah, I have a craving to run Call of Cthulhu Pulp, maybe do detectives and mobsters, Tommy guns and fedoras, etc. Just need to get the players into it. I feel like a Call of Cthulhu Pulp is easier to get people excited for than normal Call of Cthulhu, for me. Because the people that I play with generally have more experience with being the heroes. They are these great, awesome characters, and they can win. They can just win. And if you're playing Call of Cthulhu, most of the time you don't win. Harrowing Death versus... Yeah, see, yeah. Yeah, basically. So when I would propose to people like, hey, we could play Call of Cthulhu, but pulp, which means you don't die as quickly and you are able to actually kill a couple of these things, most people would be like, yeah, that sounds great. That sounds way better. So, but then you've got the old school folk who are like, yeah, no, I really like to die when I play Call of Cthulhu. And you're like, is everything okay at home? And they're like, no, it's just part of the fun is dying. And you're like, yeah, true, but you were really quickly to say like, yeah, I want to die in my Call of Cthulhu game. So yeah. Reminds me, I have a couple of other games that I also backed. Call of Cthulhu, but in the Roman era. It's called Cohors Cthulhu, which, you know, is basically ancient Rome with Cthulhu. You are either part of the Roman Empire, you're a Roman citizen, you're a Germanic tribe, you are a Frank, you are an Egyptian, you are a Greek, you are part of the Roman Empire, you are maybe even part Atlantean, because Atlantis exists in the mythos. And you come across druids and other creatures that are the gods involved, of course, but are they the gods that you think they are? Are they the Germanic gods that you are worshipping, that the druids are worshipping, or is it something else? And for example, it's Shub-Niggurath, the goat with 1,000 young, who features prominently in that setting. So she is like the god of the wild, and she is like trying to corrupt everything. There's like a fight between the gods and the elder ones, the old gods, that's also happening. So basically, if you ever heard the story from the Dream Cycle, the Other Gods by H.P. Lovecraft, is basically that, where you have like the gods on Mount Olympus who are beholden to other gods. And everyone's like, yeah, no, don't talk about don't look behind the curtain. Like, shit, we've got to deal with those creatures out in space that they're not coming here, but like, fuck, if you mess with them, they will come here and we can't fucking protect you. And it's just awesome. And I feel like, if you're like, oh yeah, the Roman gods, like, okay, Jupiter or Saturn, you're like, that's great. You have Minerva. All these gods are real, but they're like deathly afraid of all the old ones and the old gods, and they're like, yeah, no, just don't. But yeah, there's all manner of this really cool stuff in there. Reminds me that I've also backed another role-playing game. I want to play a lot of role-playing games. This one is a Conan the Barbarian role-playing game. So it's just you can choose to be a Cimmerian, you can choose to be an Aquilonian, you can choose to be a whatever, a Pict, don't want to sound racist, so I'm not going to go with any other races, but you can just be a part in the world of Conan the Barbarian and play certain scenes or places out that you encounter in Robert E. Howard's story. So, that's cool. Crom, yes, absolutely. Prometheus, the traitor titan. Yeah, I think there is in Cohors Cthulhu, there is also titans, and I think the titans are like, in that setting, are between the old ones and the gods. So I think the titans were kind of made by the old ones. Like, don't pin me on this, but I think the titans were made or were envoys of the old ones to prepare the planet for the arrival of the old ones. But from the titans spawned the gods, and the gods rebelled against the titans. I think that is the cosmology from the games, from the Cohors Cthulhu game. Prometheus is a cutie. Yeah, if you don't mind him having a liver and no liver at the same time. Also, I think that Prometheus is kind of harshly treated, you know? The guy just said like, those fucking hairless monkeys look pretty cold out there. Let's give them fire. Like, they get torn apart by wolves. Shouldn't we do anything about that? Like, no. Yeah, but if we give them fire, they can, you know, cook their meat, die less of illness. They can warm themselves. They can scare away wolves. Yeah, but it's more fun if they have to look up to us for help. True. Salvatore Rosa ate with his Prometheus painting. Jesus. Prometheus helps Zeus. Did he? Like, I know there's a lot of stories about all these guys. Then he betrays Zeus in favor of humans. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Well, the thing is, there's like... Oh, yeah, Prometheus actually helps fight Zeus against the other titans. That's the whole thing. It's like Prometheus is like, yeah, I don't like the titans, let's help the gods. And afterwards, yeah, I don't like the gods, let's help the humans. And they're all a bit sour because of that. It's just so cool, all these different games. Salvatore Rosa was one of the painters who was referenced in Pickman's model, I think, because Rosa made these Witches' Sabbats paintings, right? So Lovecraft referred to Rosa, I think. I know Rosa made like these disturbing paintings of witches, and that was seen as witches. And part of those witches, or those sabbats that he painted, were the inspiration for the heretical paintings that Pickman made, where you can actually see like the Sabbath coming to life, where people who are basically absorbed into that painting. Not literally, but, you know. Yeah, I think it was a reference to that. All hail, brain matter beige. Yeah, for those who don't know, normally we paint miniatures here on this channel. I will painting again. But it is a meme here that all these paints have... These are like these Warhammer paints and all that, and Vallejo and the War Paint series. The Army Painter series, I'm sorry. And they all have like these dumb names. They all have these dumb names. And one of them is called Brain Matter Beige. And actually we all like Brain Matter Beige. And we make a point of adding Brain Matter Beige in basically every miniature that I paint. And up till now, it always worked. So Brain Matter Beige is our Lord and Savior. We will always use Brain Matter Beige. And whenever Brain Matter Beige is mentioned, we hail Brain Matter Beige. So don't think we are weird cult, please. We are just very, very enthusiastic about paint. A specific paint. Please don't think we're weird. Says the dude who just paints miniatures. This is not a cult, we promise. Now they're like, come pick me up, I'm scared. But yeah, no. I need to sleep. I need to sleep, I go now. We're not a weird cult, just a regular one. Yeah, we're just a regular cult. I'd be disappointed if y'all weren't weird. Well, you've come to the right address. We are very weird. But that being said, I will be winding down as well. Everyone, thank you for being here. Thank you for welcoming me back after my hiatus. And I will definitely be coming back here Dude, I know you, weird man. Okay. Welcome back, get some sleep, good seeing you. Bob Ross was fond of Prussian blue. Brain matter beige is your Prussian blue. Yeah, let's say that brain matter beige is my Prussian blue, yeah. Prussian blue, isn't that a special kind of thing as well? Isn't that something that you have to put on like... No, that's not Prussian blue, that is... Whatever, I'm not even gonna think about it. No, but thank you all for wishing me a welcome back after my hiatus. I will be streaming more because I get a lot of energy from doing this. Expect more liquid white. Expect to see more pixel art. As I said, I have like all these ideas for making more pixel animations that I want to use in my audiobooks. Expect more miniatures because I have a shitload of miniatures right now. So I will have to paint them, otherwise Custard Sire will probably wring my neck because she loves me, but she also knows that enough is enough. Send help. No, I'm just joking. And yeah, every week, like always, I will narrate an audiobook. You can find that one on my YouTube page. Some of you... I don't want to die if Toy Story is real. If Toy Story is real, I am either the leader of a huge army or I am dead. And yeah, like I said, a new audiobook will be available every Saturday on to Sunday, like I said, depending on the time zone you're in. This weekend will be The Tomb Spawn. It's a short story by Clark Ashton Smith. And I'm personally pretty happy with how that one turned out, so check that out this weekend. If you guys have any, like, things that you want me to animate in pixel art or make in pixel art, if you have any ideas for emotes, if you have any ideas for stories or writers you want me to tackle, if you have any things you want me to talk about, I'm all ears. Leave something here in the chat, leave something in the comments on YouTube. You can go to the Discord. I don't know if the Discord link is somewhere here. I don't know, Custard Tire, if you can link the Discord link here as well. If you're still out there. If you're not, that's fine. And the new plastic looks like it could do some serious damage. Yeah, and Elden Ring is horrible. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for being here. No, it doesn't. No, it's not for the Discord. For the Discord, you actually have to go to the invite link for the Discord. How do I feel about Battletech? I will actually have to look that up. I'm not the biggest fan of giant robots. Like, that sounds weird. I am a big fan of giant robots, but I've not dove into it too much. But I will take a look at it, Invisible, and we'll get back to you the next time about it, okay? So everyone, thank you for following, thank you for being here, thank you for just chatting. Thank you even if you haven't been chatting and just been lurking, that is fine as well. Like I said earlier, this is for you guys. So everyone, thank you so much, and I'll be seeing you soon. Good night, sleep tight. I'm Kristof, this was Miniature Mythos. Bye! And how do I turn this off again? Is it like this? Yes.
Welcome to the studio where colors come alive, where miniature worlds and ancient tales thrive. Brush in hand, we paint what's been untold, legends of the past in hues so bold. In the depths of lore, we shape the unknown, Angels and demons, old gods overthrown with brain matter beige. Our heroes shine bright at miniature Mythos, where dreams take flight, exploring hidden lore, where tales ignite. Painted models, shining bright, every color shared, every story sworn, at miniature Mythos, where legends are born. Every figure crafted, from orcs to vampires bite, we blend the lore, let stories take flight. We wash in the weird, the wondrous, the wild, in every painted stroke where magic's compiled. Through realms unknown and mystical sights, our brush blends legends with epic fights. From shadowed myths to stars we trace, at miniature Mythos we find our place, exploring hidden lore where tales ignite. Painted models, shining bright, every color shared, every story sworn, at miniature Mythos where legends are born. From candles flicker to the screen's bright hue, we glaze through the fantastical view. Every layer of paint, every tale we weave, at miniature Mythos wonders never leave. Join the quest through realms of light and shade. In the world we craft, where dreams are laid. With lore and brushwork, our palette expands, at miniature Mythos where imagination stands, exploring hidden lore, where tales ignite. Painted models, shining bright, every color shared, every story sworn, at miniature Mythos where legends are born. So grab your brush, let legends unfold,